Hey everyone, how's it going? Today I wanted to talk about how to gear up for PvP. This is going to be just like a general PvP gearing guide. If you're a new player or you're like me coming back to the game after a long break, it can be a little confusing. Things weren't super apparent and it took me a couple hours of research to figure everything out. And I just wanted to share some of it with you guys. So let's just jump straight into it. The very first thing you want to do, and I can't stress this enough, you want to come to Dornigal here and pick up all the quests. Here I am on the map, and right in front of me here is the room with all the PvP vendors. We'll talk about them in a little bit, but you want to come to Lalandi here, the Conquest Quartermaster, and pick up her quest, Weapons of Conquest. This quest will allow you to get free conquest weapons by week 3 of the season. It requires you to get 2,500 conquest points. And it's very important you pick this up because if you don't pick it up and you start earning conquest points, you won't be getting credit towards this quest and you will miss out on getting your weapons by week 3 and it will put you behind. So this is very important right here. The next thing you're going to want to do is run out of the PvP vendor room here and go speak with Rufius or Ruffius. And he's going to have 3 weeklies for you. He's going to have Preserving in War, Preserving in Arenas, and I already did the third one, which is a Sparks of War quest. And that quest will give you a zone for the week. In my case, this week it was the Isle of Dorn here. And it wants you to collect 100 Sparks of War. And it's pretty easy. All you need to do is complete world quests with war mode on. And after each world quest, it should award you with about 10 Sparks of War. So fairly easy there. And when you turn it in, you will get 1,000 bloody tokens. And then you can run back into the PvP vendor area here and spend those bloody tokens at the war mode quartermaster. My directive is to serve you. And this guy sells gear that's great filler gear. It'll help you get some extra pieces early on in the season. Here's the thing about it though. This war mode gear is better than honor gear, but it's a couple item levels lower than conquest gear. So it's better gear, but it's not the best gear. Now, doing the PvP Sparks of War weekly quest isn't the only way to earn bloody tokens, but it will give you a huge chunk of your cap. I don't have a list of all the activities that earn you bloody tokens, but typically they are earned through war mode. You go out into the world, you complete the world PvP quests, and they can award you with a good chunk of bloody tokens. And the cap for the first week is 1,350 bloody tokens. Next, I want to talk about PvP crafted gear, and that involves these Forged Gladiators heraldries. Now you can purchase these from the Conquest vendor here for 175 Conquest, but for week 1, you actually get a bunch of these for free. Now when you start doing battlegrounds, doing arenas, when you win, a quest has a chance to pop up and it's just going to give you 9 of these Forged Gladiators heraldries right off the bat, right in week 1 here. I don't have any in my bags because I already made some crafted pieces, but I'm going to show you guys how to do it. Once you get your 9 free Forged Gladiators heraldries, I will show you guys how to go get some gear crafted. We're going to take off from the PvP area here in Dornigal. And we're going to fly right over here. Right around the corner. I'll show you guys on the map where we are. And we're going to run into this building. And here we will find the crafting order NPCs. Now this is all new to me after coming back from the game from such a long break. They reworked the profession system and it can be a little confusing to work with at first. But we talked to the NPC here. I'm going to type Algari in the search bar because that's the kind of gear we want to craft. And as you can see, there's tons of Algari gear here. It's showing as all green gear, but that doesn't matter. Quality doesn't matter because the Forged Gladiator's heraldries are going to scale this gear to item level 639 in battlegrounds and arenas. So as an example, let's click on the amulet here. When you click on the amulet, it's going to ask you to provide reagents. The first thing are your heraldries, so you can add that. Then it asks for a vicious bloodstone. This can be purchased with honor from the vendors in the PvP area here in Dornegal. They also have a chance to drop from the little chests you get from winning battlegrounds and arenas. And then down here we have a null stone and some marbled stone. You can purchase these from the auction house. Again, quality does not matter. And then down here, you want to add a missive. And this will determine what the stats are going to be on your item. And you can also purchase this from the auction house. And once you fill all that in, you set a commission, and there you go. Once you place your work order, you'll have to wait for someone to come and craft it. But when they eventually do, you'll receive the item in your mailbox, and you'll be good to go. I was able to craft a necklace and 2 rings this week, which is pretty cool. Next, I want to talk about your free token to receive a set piece item. When you hit 1600 rating in any rated PvP mode, you're going to automatically receive a token to redeem a set piece item. And I will show you guys where to go to get that. We're going to head over to the Aj Kahet zone down here in the City of Threads. So let's jump. I'm going to travel there right now, and I'll see you guys in a minute. All right, so here we are. I'll show you guys on the map. Again, we are in the Aj Kahet zone, and we are down here in the south in the City of Threads, and we are right here, just sort of right of the Flight Master. Now, there's 2 NPCs here. We talk to them, and they offer set pieces for the Mark of the Spelunker Supreme, which is the token you get from hitting 1600 in any rated PvP mode. One vendor here sells normal gear, and the other vendor sells heroic gear. And you want to make sure you buy the normal gear, because only the normal gear scales to item level 639 in arenas and battlegrounds. Continuing on, I want to talk about the catalyst. Here we are back in Dornegal. We are right in front of the catalyst. I'll show you guys on the map. There we are. Now the catalyst is significant because it allows you to transform PvP items into set items, or vice versa. So, as an example, when we click on the catalyst, you can place a PvP item in there, and it will transform it into a set item. I believe you can only do this once per a certain amount of time. And so I use the catalyst to transform my Conquest shoulders into set piece shoulders, so I can get the 2-piece set bonus paired with the set chest piece that I spent with my 1600 token at the vendor in Aj Kahet. So there's a lot of different ways to go about gearing here. Lastly, I just want to state the obvious, the Conquest gear vendor. This is something most of us are familiar with, as the Conquest vendors have been around for a really, really long time. You can come here and spend your Conquest points on Conquest gear. All right, that about wraps up this quick little video here. I'm not quite sure how I feel about all of this stuff. I know it can be a little overwhelming and confusing. I know it certainly was for me at the beginning of this week, the start of season 1 here. But after taking the time to learn about this stuff, research it a little bit, it's become a little more easier to understand and a little more digestible. I did my best to explain things the best I can, but I'm still learning things as I go. And if you guys have any input you'd like to add, please feel free to do so in the comments down below. Now, as far as the best path to gearing out, the best method utilizing all of these things, that I'm not quite sure of. And I'm sure it's different for every class. But one thing I like to do is to research and look at the current trends of the top players. And I'm sure some of you have heard of this site. This site is new since I've been back to the game. It's called Murloc.io. And this site basically takes the top players and breaks down trends as far as stat priority, races, talent trees, hero talents, PvP talents, gear, embellishments, enchants, gems. It's got everything. So when gearing out, I just like to look at all this stuff. Another great way of researching trends, this method has always been tried and true for me. I like to go to the official World of Warcraft website, and under the community tab, you can click player versus player. And here we can see the live leaderboards for the current season. And they have tabs here for all the different rated PvP types. And you can sort of click on the top players and get an idea for trends this way as well. All right, guys, that's it for me for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.